Hello, my friends. Let's watch, listen, and learn something good, beginning with a quotation. People become attached to their burdens, sometimes more than the burdens are attached to them. George Bernard Shaw. People have been coming to a wise man, complaining about the same problems every time. One day, he told them a joke, and everyone roared in laughter. After a couple of minutes, he told them the same joke, and only a few of them smiled. When he told the same joke for the third time, no one laughed anymore. The wise man smiled and said, "You can't laugh at the same joke over and over. So why are you always crying about the same problem?" Moral of the story: worrying won't solve your problems. It will just waste your time and energy.
In this video, I'm gonna tell you some of the quotations from the book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. And I got these quotations from www.goodreads.com. When we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us, power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. Our thoughts make us what we are. The best possible way to prepare for tomorrow is to concentrate with all your intelligence, all your enthusiasm on doing today's work superbly today. That is the only possible way you can prepare for the future. No matter what happens, always be yourself. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw stars. Let's not allow ourselves to be upset by small things we should despise and forget. Remember, life is too short to be little. Today is our most precious possession. It is our only sure possession.
Let's never try to get even with our enemies, because if we do, we will hurt ourselves far more than we hurt them. Let's do as General Eisenhower does. Let's never waste a minute thinking about people we don't like. You can sing only what you are. You can paint only what you are. You must be what your experience is, your environment, and your heredity have made you. For better or for worse, you must play your own little instrument in the orchestra of life. A good deed, said the Prophet Muhammad, is one that brings a smile of joy to the face of another. Why will doing a good deed every day produce such astounding efforts on the doer? Because trying to please others will cause us to stop thinking of ourselves, the very thing that produces worry and fear and melancholia. Be the best of whatever you are. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. When I asked Mr. Henry Ford if he never worried, he replied, "No, I believe God is managing affairs and that He doesn't need any advice from me. With God in charge, I believe that everything will work out for the best in the end. So, what is there to worry about?" Nobody kicks a dead dog. Let's find and remedy all our weaknesses before our enemies get a chance to say a word. That is what Charles Darwin did when Darwin completed the manuscript of his immortal book, The Origin of Species. He realized that the publication of his revolutionary concept of creation would rock the intellectual and religious worlds. So he became his own critic and spent another 15 years checking his data, challenging his reasoning and criticizing his conclusions. When the fierce, burning winds blow over our lives and we cannot prevent them, let us do accept the inevitable and then get busy and pick up the pieces. When we are harassed and reach the limit of our own strength, many of us then turn in desperation to God. There are no atheists in foxholes, but why wait till we are desperate? Why not renew our strength every day? Why wait even until Sunday? For years, I have had the habit of dropping into empty churches on weekday afternoons. When I feel that I am too rushed and hurried to spare a few minutes to think about spiritual things, I say to myself, wait a minute, Dale Carnegie, wait a minute, why all the feverish hurry and rush, little man? You need to pause and acquire a little perspective. At such times, I frequently drop into the first church that I find open. Although I am a Protestant, I frequently on weekday afternoons drop into St. Patrick's Cathedral on 5th Avenue and remind myself that I'll be dead in another 30 years. But that the great spiritual truths that all churches teach are eternal. I close my eyes and pray. I find that doing this calms my nerves, rests my body, clarifies my perspective, and helps me revalue my values. May I recommend this practice to you? Here, the author Dale Carnegie talks about church, but you can relate it to anywhere according to your value, like temple, mosque, stupas, and so on. If you have a lemon, make a lemonade. This is what a great educator does, but the fool does the exact opposite. If he finds that life has handed him a lemon, he gives up and says, I am beaten. It is fate. I haven't got a chance. Then he proceeds to rail against the world and indulge in an orgy of self-pity. But when the wise man is handed a lemon, he says, what lesson can I learn from this misfortune? How can I improve my situation? How can I turn this lemon into a lemonade? Think of our life as an hourglass. You know, there are thousands of grains of sand in the top of the hourglass, and they all pass slowly and evenly through the narrow neck in the middle. Nothing you or I could do would make more than one grain of sand pass through this narrow neck without impairing the hourglass. You and I and everyone else are like this hourglass. If we do not take tasks one at a time and let them pass slowly and evenly, then we are bound to break our own structure. The words think and sank are inscribed in many of the Cromwellian churches of England. These words ought to be inscribed in our hearts too. Think and sank. Think of all we have to be grateful for, and thank God for all our boons and bounties. Thomas Edison said, in all seriousness, there is no expedient to which a man will not resort to avoid the labor of thinking. If we bother with facts at all, we hunt like bird dogs after the facts that bolster of what we already think and ignore all the others. We want only the facts that justify our acts, the facts that fit in conveniently with our wishful thinking and justify our preconceived prejudices. As Andre Morris put it, everything that is in agreement with our personal desires seems true. Everything that does not push us into a rage. Is it any wonder then that we find it so hard to get at the answers to our problems? Wouldn't we have the same trouble trying to solve a second-grade arithmetic problem if we went ahead on the assumption that 2 plus 2 equals 5? Yet, there are a lot of people in this world who make life a hell for themselves and others by insisting that 2 plus 2 equals 5 or maybe 500. Nobody is so miserable as he who longs to be somebody and something other than the person he is in body and mind. Relaxation and recreation. The most relaxing recreating forces are a healthy religion, sleep, music and laughter. Have faith in God, learn to sleep well, love good music, see the funny side of life, and health and happiness will be yours. Life is bigger than processes and overflows and drafts them. We still have more quotations from the book that I will tell you in another video. If you would like to read the article and the story, I have given the link in the description below. If you like the video and if it helps you in any part of your life, please do like and share the video, like, share and subscribe the channel tapping the bell icon, and write your valuable comments, as your comments are extremely